Hi everyone, welcome back to LL Sports and another episode of Keep It in the Family. And look who we got in the building today. The legendary Ty.
Legendarily lucky.
Wow, I can't believe that me and you are finally sitting down on LL Sports TV.
Look at I thought I might as well. You've been chasing me. I might as well get it over and done with. I mean, there are better ways of wasting my time. So, just kidding. No, thank you very much. It's an honour to be invited onto it. And listen, big you up for having your own channel and doing well.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
That's all right.
So let's get to it. So as we all know, Ty,
yes,
Wednesday, Arsenal's biggest game of the season, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
A very tough challenge. We're 1-0 down against PSG. We go to their home ground, the Parc des Princes, bit of a cauldron, bit of a fortress.
Yes.
But Arsenal, whilst they are up against it, I don't think it's an insurmountable challenge.
No, of course not.
I do think that there are things, if we get right, we can beat them.
100%.
And I've made a list of 5 things I think if we get right, we can...
I like that.
Yeah, so it's like 5 ways to overcome PSG and get to the Champions League final.
Yeah,
Ready?
Yep,
We're going to go through them one by one. I'm going to ask you to comment on them, right? So the first thing we need to do, it's kind of obvious, but it's true, is to start well. We need to be aggressive, press high from the start, get into them, Ty.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, you said 5. I've probably got more, but it's your shout, your thing. So
no, we're keeping it simple.
Yeah,
five ways to beat PSG. First one, start well, be aggressive, press high. In fact, do to them what they did to us at the Emirates. Because if you remember, in the first leg, that's how they came at us. They scored after 4 minutes. And
absolutely.
That was, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Thomas playing will obviously change the dynamics and the parameters, for want of a big word, of the game. And why not? We have, like you said, we have to be aggressive. We have to go at them.
Yep, absolutely. Suffocate their creative players.
Yes, I like that.
Force turnovers.
Yes. Force transition.
And hit them on the counter. Or,
absolutely, absolutely. And we have the players to do that.
We definitely do. So that's the first thing. If we can do that, get off to a good start, it's all on. Second, exploit PSG's, what I call defensive vulnerabilities. Now, let me qualify that. They are a very good team.
Yeah.
But they can be touched. We did have, in that first game, we had our chances.
We did.
You know what I mean? So we've got to be aggressive again, exploit any potential weaknesses and use the quick transitions. Use the pace and trickery of people like...
Gabriel M1,
Gabriel M1, Saka, people like
Thomas, Declan as well.
Mars Skelly,
absolutely.
Odegaard, all them man there.
Urian, Mikel M as well.
If we can do that. You agree,
100%. We have the capabilities, and while we don't underestimate PSG, we never underestimate what we can, and hopefully will do. And I firmly believe, no disrespect to PSG, that if we play as well as we can and do, and execute our plan, the way Mikel says I think we will be successful. If we leave everything out on the pitch and play as well as we can, then I believe we'll go through with no disrespect to PSG.
Yep. Number 3, and this is very important. Well, they're all important, but this one is, let's be honest.
It's highlighted.
It's clinical finishing. Now, the reason why I say that, Ty, is that even in the first leg, when we weren't at our best, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold.
That's right.
Even in the first leg when we weren't at our best, we did create a number of chances. When I say a number of chances, we did create some very distinct chances. Now, so did they. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
But Trossard had chances. Martinelli had chances.
Yep.
If we get chances in the second leg, we have to be clinical. I know it kind of goes without saying, but it's still very important.
And if we
get chances, we will create chances. I've got no doubt about that. Of course,
we always create chances.
Yeah.
Always.
But we have to be clinical in taking them, whether it comes to Trossard or Martinelli, Marino, Odegaard, whoever it is, Saka, whoever.
Yeah.
You have to try and stick at least one of those away.
Absolutely. And if we remember, Mikel had a goal very tightly ruled offside, and that could have gone either way. Yeah. So absolutely. And when we finish the 5, it will bring me on to my further point. Yeah, absolutely. That's what you must do, and I believe we will. Like against Real Madrid, I believe we will. We have to take those chances.
We do. Right. Number 4, tactical flexibility and adaptability. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, Mikel Arteta, this is on him.
Yes.
He's got to get the team right?
Yes.
And we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But he needs to be prepared to adjust his tactics if needed. He needs to be proactive.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if the initial approach isn't working, he needs to be tactical. In other words, apply some tactical. Be adaptable. Apply some tactical dexterity. Don't just be rigid in his approach. You know what I mean? Like he's got a set way of playing, right?
He has.
I'm sure he'll have a plan A. What I'm saying, if plan A is not quite working, I want to see him adjust on the fly. I want to see him possibly change the formation if needs to. I want to see him make substitutions if needs to. Don't let the game drift. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he will.
Be on top of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I'll say I'm sure he will.
Because I don't think in the first leg he was. No, but I'm not trying to be overly critical, but that's what I said at the time, at the time, and I repeat that now. I think sometimes the manager, don't get me wrong, against Real Madrid he was brilliant,
unbelievable,
but against PSG and even some of the Premier League games, I've seen games are drifting. He's not making subs, and you think, come on, man, change it. You know what I mean?
Listen.
So if we're gonna, get the result we want on Wednesday, there are going to be fluctuations and there's going to be ebb and flow. The manager's got to be able to respond. What do you say to that?
I say, well, that's fair enough. To be fair, I think, in my opinion, he's responded well. I mean, I look at the Manchester City game as a typical example of how he had to change it, and we should have won that game. And that, to me, was a masterclass. And I think he can do that. I think, obviously, his hand was forced against Manchester City because it was a ridiculously harsh red card for Leandro. But I think with PSG, what hampered us and Mikel was the fact that there was no Thomas. And I think that had a big bearing and impact on what Mikel wanted to do and what we will do. So with Thomas playing now, I think hopefully things will run smoother in what he needs to do, what we need to do next.
You know what? That is a good point. Partey was a big miss.
Massive
stupidly
miss.
got himself booked.
Yeah, but mistakes.
No, come on, man.
No. Listen. No.
Listen. Come
mistakes can happen.
Mistakes. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you need to cut out silly mistakes at this level, bro.
Yes, but
and what he did against Real Madrid, he didn't need to do that. It's history now.
Mistakes happen.
It's history now. But
mistake happens.
The conversation me and you are having now might be very different. Had he not have picked up that booking against Madrid?
It might not be different, but then listen, because
he's been one of our best players.
He has, and let him, along with the rest of the team, show how good he's been, isn't it? On Wednesday, isn't it? We are, like you said, we are where we are. We still have a fantastic chance, So maybe Thomas made a mistake. Let Thomas learn. Let Thomas learn. Our other players learn from that. No, absolutely, no, we don't. But let Thomas.
The last thing we want on Wednesday is for somebody to get sent off.
Absolutely,
or something silly like that.
No, absolutely. So let Thomas and all of the rest of the team and Mikel all learn from that. So it doesn't happen again.
Fair enough. Number 5, capitalising on set pieces. Now we all know that Arsenal. We scored a lot of goals from set pieces this season. Not so much in recent weeks. But we are dangerous from set pieces.
We are.
We've all seen Nikola Jova on the sideline there every time we get a set piece, directing things. Fantastic. We need to try and capitalise on it because I think this game's going to be very tight. We get corners, free kicks. You saw what Declan Rice did from free kicks against Real Madrid.
Oh, incredible.
We do have strong aerial threats in the team, the likes of Mourinho and people like that.
We do.
So a set piece goal could be vital. It could be the difference time.
It could be the difference. And absolutely. Yeah, why not? Let's try to capitalise on what we're strongest at. Yeah, why not? Let's trouble PSG like we didn't trouble them.
So those are 5 things. I'll read them out again. Yeah. I've got them here.
Yep.
Number 1, I said to start well, be aggressive, press high from the start.
Yes.
2, exploit PSG's defensive vulnerabilities. As I said, they are a very good team.
Yep.
But if they do have an area of weakness, it's their defence. Maybe not weak, but they're less strong in that area than the other parts of the team.
Yep.
And we didn't exploit that last time. Let's hope we can this time.
Hopefully.
Clinical finishing.
Yes.
I said that we are going to get chances in this game. As Ty said quite correctly, we always create chances. If we get chances, we've got to be on top of our game in terms of finishing.
Absolutely.
Tactical flexibility and adaptability. Yep. That is something that the manager needs to get right. I think that's an area where he didn't get right in the first game, if I'm being honest. I thought he let the game drift. This time he's got to be proactive, be on top of things. If things need changing, change them. Don't wait too long. And like I said, 5, capitalise on set pieces. Yep. It's inevitable that we will get set pieces in the games, and we've got to make them count, whether that be corners, free kicks, penalties, whatever.
We do.
We've got to make it count. Ty, you said you had a couple of things you wanted to add as well. Go ahead. Go for it.
The thing is, thank you. What it is that the 6th thing I could add is the print has already been established. I nearly said established by our fantastic women going to Lyon 2-1 down after the first leg at Emirates. And what you, in the fantastic 5 things you've mentioned, Laurie, they did that to the letter. Rene and the team did that to the letter. Were clinical. Lyon couldn't get the ball. Absolutely blew Lyon away. And our women have shown what needs to be done. So our men now.
Was you at the game?
I was lucky enough to go to the game, and it was incredible. Wow. My first ever women's game, much to my chagrin, my disappointment, my football shame, because I should have gone to watch them a lot more. My first ever women's game outside England, away game outside England, my first ever
because you follow them, I know you do follow them.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to follow everybody that can be watched in the club.
No, you're a super fan, man.
Super lucky. I don't know about super.
No, you're seriously.
You're very kind.
Everybody knows
super
you.
Lucky. Well, you're very kind.
You're a legend in these streets.
Legendary lucky. No, you're very.
No, I'm not even joking, bro. Like people stop me in the street and ask me about you all the time.
Oh, really?
Honestly, they do.
What do you say then?
Well,
see, look at this.
No. I'm always.
Well, that's kind. Listen, that's
but they genuinely do. People stop me in the street and they say, "Ty, man, he's an amazing guy." Even at the weekend, at the weekend, I was at a function.
Yeah,
I know we're digressing slightly, but this is important. Yeah. I went to a function with some old school friends of mine.
Okay.
They were all talking, and your name got brought up several times. They said, that guy Ty, man, I love him. I love his passion. I love his energy.
Well, that's kind. Listen, it's fortune and circumstance. So I'm very, very lucky. But as I was saying, it's my first ever semi-final, and it was absolutely incredible. The game plan from Rene and the team and the backroom staff was absolutely incredible. Lyon did not know what hit them. They could not get the ball.
And that was a game where Arsenal were distinct underdogs.
Absolutely.
They lost the first. Absolutely. And Lyon are a very good team, isn't it?
Absolutely. And Lyon, no disrespect to PSG, are like the equivalent of the Real Madrid men in women's Champions League football. They've won it the most times. So, to beat them the way we did was incredible. And that's what our men have
draw
to do.
Inspiration from that.
Absolutely. It's amazing.
Can I just ask, because we've got to wrap up soon. Are you going to the game on Wednesday?
Yes, hopefully.
You'll be there, yeah?
So, I shall hopefully be there, yes.
It only leaves me to ask you about a prediction for the game and why you think we can do it.
Right, well, prediction, I always go for 2-0.
I went for 2-0?
Yeah, I went for 2-0 against Real Madrid. It was 2-1. And listen, I was wrong, we got through. But if Bukayo penalty,
am I right in thinking that you got the prediction, the aggregate score right for the?
No. I said
5-1.
No, I said 4-0. So I was 2 goals out.
Oh, okay.
But what I did get right, amazingly, was the fact that I said that we'd beat Real Madrid women 3-0, and we did.
Wow.
And the reason for that, thank you, was the fact is on that pitch, it was a very terrible pitch we played on. We didn't really play well and all that. We were unfortunate with the mistakes, but at Emirates, a fantastic pitch. Real Madrid couldn't get the ball, and also we had the experience. That's what I said. We had the experience, and it should. And to be fair, I should have been wrong because it should have been about 5-0. And so I would always go for. I would go for 2-0.
So
why? Why? I go for 2-0 because I think that we didn't play well last week against PSG. I think Thomas not being there was a massive factor, and I think that now, especially after the disappointing, we should have won against AFC Bournemouth, but I think after what happened against Bournemouth, Mikel, I think, if I'm thinking what he's thinking, will be saying to the team, listen, we're still lucky to be in it. You have a second chance. They don't really come often like this. Go and make history. Put everything into this performance. And if we leave everything out on the pitch, then I'm saying what Mikel's saying. I'm saying big Mikel, we will be successful. And that's what I think. That's why I think.
Said with conviction. That was inspiring stuff. Maybe Mikel should get you in and help you with the team talk before the game.
No, you're too kind. Maybe you look what you came up with. I think you need to. I don't know what it is now. Is it email, WhatsApp? Obviously, other.
No, I mean, I've just done my research. And I watched the first game.
Yeah.
And listen, they were better than us in the first game, no doubt about it. They were a better team. Like you said, we were lucky it was only just one.
Yeah.
However, we're still in it. And especially if we score first.
Absolutely.
Everything changes.
And we've got the firepower.
We have the firepower.
So we know what we have to do.
And we've been good away from home in the Champions League as well.
And I know we lost defensively. We've been superb as well. Yeah. So it's all there for us. What it obviously boils down to as well is no complacency.
Yeah.
No complacency.
That's another one.
That's what it's. But that's what I think. Look, I'm very, very confident. I can't wait. And I'm liking what Martin is saying. Martin is saying we're confident. Hopefully Wednesday morning. It's going to be a late one for me, but Paris is not that far. So
no. It's going to be a great trip.
Absolutely. Hopefully.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, Ty, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you very much for inviting
me. Appreciate it. No, man, it's a pleasure. Once I saw you in the building, I had to have you on the show because
you're very kind.
I think it's the first time you've been on.
It is.
And hopefully not the last.
Well, hopefully the last for me because
let's hope the next time we have you on, we're talking about how.
No, I want it to be the last because I'm not really impressed. No. Hopefully the first of any.
Listen, hopefully the next time you do come on, we'll be able to look back on this show. And
absolutely,
say,
hopefully,
right.
Hopefully.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Really do appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Me and Ty are out.
Peace. Good luck to all our teams this week.